morning to Honorable Chief Guest and resource person of today's session, Dr. T.P. Seshkumar sir, and Chief Coordinator of this program, Dr. Sumal Kumar sir, and all the participants, and good morning to all of you. And it's my pleasure to invite, to introduce Dr. T.P. Seshkumar to all the participants through this Zoom meeting. Dr. T.P. Seshkumar is working as a chairman for the Shiksha Jnanam Life Learning Residential Camp, and formerly he is worked as a Deputy Director and Directorate General of Security, Cabinet Secretariat, Government of India, New Delhi, and the Director of UGC Academic Staff College, University of Calicut, Kerala, and he is also worked as a scientist in Advanced Data Processing Research Institute, Hyderabad, and program planning and project management, ISRO, Bangalore, and worked in the Space Application Center, ISRO, in Ahmedabad. I request Dr. T.P. Seshkumar sir, please, T.P. Seshkumar sir, please give your valuable lecture to the participants, which can help the participants to develop them as an entrepreneur in the technology domain. So, Seshkumar sir, please address the participants. Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Namaste, sir.
Thank you, Venkatramana. And thank you, Sumanji, for remembering me and making me part of this program sponsored by the Department of Science and Technology. Earlier when I came, it was SR Engineering College. I'm glad that now it became the SR University now. A good step towards progress. Welcome all the people who are part of this technology entrepreneurship development program on artificial intelligence and machine learning for 6 weeks. You started yesterday. Probably the whole journey of learning through the 6 weeks. If you take it as something which makes a real change in you. Today's session, what we have on design thinking, it is nothing to do with the software technology tool. It's a thinking process which has to change first. So probably that could be the reason the organizers decided that the beginning should be, or the earliest class should be on the design thinking, because it's most essential for anybody who want to make some change, some development, some new path, to think seriously on how things can be seen slightly different, which probably will help. We don't know whether whatever we do will be helpful to somebody else. Probably will help the real user. Assume you are into teaching, your users are your students. How good I can make it acceptable to my students is the question which every teacher should have. Similarly, today when I am talking to you, probably I look at how the participants are going to receive what I am saying. So definitely my class also should be a design thinking process. How good I am adaptable to you, how well I get into that. I remember long back, nearly 15 years back, I wrote a book on learning and teaching. It was published by Discovery Publishers from Delhi in 2007, almost 13 years back. This book is Learning and Teaching, Adaptive Learning, the Principles and Pedagogies for E-Web Net Learning. how you can get adaptive to your students is the question which I'm addressing there. So in a classroom, how I become adaptive to my students, or maybe in a entrepreneurship program which I have, I'm developing something for the society. How good is that? How much it will help is a big question everybody will have. So how do you take that forward to your users? So I'm using same slide which I used some time back, same SR. Design is to design the design of a design. Your thinking has to be such, you are a designer, you are an entrepreneur who like to make some difference. How good you will make a change in the thought process, for which you need not have a big idea. A small idea can make a lot of difference. Sometimes a big idea will give only a small difference. It's all how do you crack, how do you hit the exact nail you have to hit so that you can make a difference. That is what makes the whole journey good. So entrepreneurship as a faculty, I'm sure what are you going to do? I don't know how many of you have got the management background. We talk about technology management in the whole world. It's all driven by Henry Ford. The Ford technology, the conveyor belt technology. Whatever terminology which I am using, probably better to write it down, or maybe you can take a snapshot and look at it or think about it, or so that you can come back to me with the questions in case required. Otherwise, there will be no questions. So Henry Ford made a change in the manufacturing technology by the conveyor belt. If you have not seen, go and see the YouTube. Beautiful videos are there. When you wanted to make a tire, the piece by piece is added by people standing beside the conveyor belt. As the assembly happens, as the conveyor belt moves, the person standing beside will add one component. Once it is added, the next person can able to add the next component. Today, robotic, mechanical, electronics driven manufacturing technology, it is quite possible. But imagine the people are standing there and doing it. If he has a sweat, if you take a deep breath and relax, once finished, that part of the component will not get added to the machine. That tough was working. So Ford changed the working style of people also. You can work in a factory for 1 hour for the payment. No permanent staff, no long-term working. As soon as that person is tired enough, he can move and the next person can join. That is how people thought that the productivity can improve. That's a great thought. There is a great quote by him. If somebody is using hose, what is the next step he wanted? He will only ask for a faster hose. He may not ask for a mission-driven vehicle because he cannot even think as a person. He will not be able to think. So how do a technology takes development? We generally say the necessity is the father or mother or brother or sister, doesn't matter, of invention. That is not at all true sometimes. I am sure nobody wanted a television when television was invented. Nobody wanted a remote when remote was invented. Nobody wanted a satellite when satellite was invented. It's all technocrats. It's all people who are scientific, science-driven development which pushed to the people in use. So it is not that technology is coming because there is a requirement. But the design thinking process is, I must go to a user and then find out what is that he wants, so that whatever I develop is used to its best possible way. Otherwise, what happens today? We have a cell phone, we have got a lot of functionalities, we don't use all of them. Because designer had some thoughts, or he must have consulted some few people and then made it. And we are paying probably maybe 80% extra, or we are only the cost benefit for the user is only 20%, because we are not using all the functions which are available there. So what is the best design is what is to be taught. There are great leaders who talk about this. Design is not just that looks like or feels like. Design is how it works. So look at that mobile. Are we using all that what is given by the equipment? So if you are not using the whole thing, that means it is not that friendly for us. That's why we don't even venture looking at its options. So therefore there is a fault in design. We can't say there is a fault in designing. There is a lacuna in designing. There is something lacking in that. So what's a design thinking? When I design something, I must see that it is used by most of the people, and whatever I do is for the best benefit of the users, and my user platform must keep on improving. That's what I must look at, for which probably you require leaders. So you must get introduced to some of the leaders. You can look at them. I'll give only one example. I don't know how many of you heard the Kelley Business School in America. It's beautiful, one of the best. We have got in Indiana. Last year I was there in Indiana, America. Indiana University I visited. There is a beautiful innovation center which, as you walk in, you know it's an innovation center. The design of the building itself is highly innovative. See, you cannot run an innovative center without your building itself is innovative. Assume that I'm giving a class in which I have to talk about the body language, and I cannot stand, keep quiet, and then talk like this for hours together. So the speaker himself has to be part of, or he must be a learned person who makes what he speaks in, at least in his own sessions, right? So similarly, there is a saying, it is not that what we want is the guru or the teacher. What we want is acharyas. Who is an acharya? Who practices what he says. So I'm sure when you look at the best leaders in the world, the Kelley is one who creates a lot of ideas. If you want to listen to him, look at ideas, the students, the people whom he guided and made them real. It's not that he alone is an innovator. He creates a lot of innovators. Because the art of innovation, there are a series of talks, maybe a lot of episodes by many people who speak on the Kelley, Tom Kelley. Search Tom Kelley, who is the person beside the IDEO. So when you look at that, you will realize he makes design that works. That's why people take his cue. I remember when I went to Indiana University, the Center for Innovation, I have seen the shoemaker's cabin, in which anybody can go and sit there and then write down his ideas. He can call for coffee meets, people can discuss each other, talk to, and then have real thoughts around this. So you create bundle of skills and practices, exercise decision making situations. That situation comes only when you have a brainstorm, you debate, then that forms the ideation. Ideation is create an idea. You don't come with an idea and then speak to somebody, this is my idea. You contradict sometime, conflict sometime, and then create. That's what is real brainstorming. That is what is essential. Actually, if we could have a colloquium, have a workshop in which we can discuss, we could take up some nice ideas. I remember conducting design thinking workshops in the engineering colleges with the BCA, MCA, MBA students combined. where technology and business made together to think and create some new ideas. So that is how we create the decision making ability in ourselves. Every one of us are creative. It's all lying down. I'm sure God created all of us with a lot of creativity inside us. Innovation ability is there inside us. But it needs to be supported by a lot of knowledge. That's why in Bharatiya Shastram, we kept Saraswati with the knowledge part and Brahma, her husband, as the creativity person. The creativity is what keeps people thinking creative. If you want to think creative, you need sufficient knowledge. So the combination of Brahma and Saraswati, in a creative style, when you use it, I'm sure innovation comes, design comes, thought process comes, and you are a person with that. So design thinking is not something, or in Hindi we keep talking jugaad. Somehow you solve the problem at the point of time. When you are in critical situation, I'm sure the solution comes to you. Nobody need to teach you the solution. So what makes you a creative person? A creative person probably is one who doesn't have a solution with him immediately which can access, but you are in a problem. So problem is what is essential. So how do you frame the problem with the good questions? And how do I pose it to somebody else? That is my communication skill. If that communication skill is given to you, Hridaya Guhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. Inside your Hridaya there is a Brahma, the God of creativity, God of innovation, God of entrepreneurship. I'm sure he will come and then start giving solutions. That is what is essential. That's what I believe. So what is to be done? You have to take a lot of case study. You keep people around you who are real entrepreneurs. Visit the world around and then look at different people, how do they solve problems, so that you get some idea. But it's not solution for your problem. You find your problem. That's how you should do it. And do a market survey, whether it's already available or not, so that you don't duplicate. Right? So what is vision you have must be supported by what are the practices which people have today, so that your vision can be always improvised. And you must find a market and a business plan essential for you. That's how you must do it, and then see how does it work. That's what is generally done in the prototyping. You can create it, look at it, understand, then test. So that is how people, and what is that you require? You need good people around you who are thinking in similar mode. So innovation, entrepreneurship, decision making in terms of design thinking doesn't happen single. It is a collaborative program. It's linear but not that linear, because it is an iterative process. I will tell something and then you don't agree, then you counter it. Therefore, you jump into such a situation where you can make changes. So knowledge, how does it become a business? And it's an attitude which makes change. Probably to make it happen, you need a skill. And it is a habit. Once you are there, you are there. Once you do for one, you do it for many. That's as simple as that. This is my formula which talks about performance is equal to A plus S plus O. Attitude plus skill plus opportunity. So entrepreneurship skill is the skill which you require. And you need an opportunity. What is opportunity? The people around you. And what is attitude? That's a thinking process which you should have. Right? So you can be a transformer. Transform the thought process. I'm sure these activities are for making you to transform into design thinking. It's a thought process, a philosophy, a change, not a tool. No technology here. It's only philosophy. A change in philosophy. Thinking slightly different. For which generally we do workshop, we do role play, and we do a lot of simulation, brainstorming, think about the business plans, drama, collective group activities, processes. Unfortunate that we are online and we are not able to. Most of the classes can be done, but I'm sure you when can work and learn, and then when we are active physically, probably we will be able to interact and make such things happen in each one of your places, and you be a driving force for that. That is what is essential. I'm sure these science and technology department is conducting such programs to propagate the idea so that young mind will bring it up, take it up. Don't get rotten in your own thought process, the way you have taken a PhD, the way you have studied, the college where you are. You can make a difference, you can make a change. As one person driving force, you can make differences in the place where you live, where the place you act and work. That's what is entrepreneurship. Because you're all educators, you're all into academics, not business people. I'm sure your entrepreneurship is one which makes you to change yourself. So you can change your job. Probably you need a lot of fund. That's what we say when you wanted to work. Like when you want Vishnu, you need Lakshmi also beside. No job works, no activity works, no action is possible. Vishnu is possible. Vishnu is God of action. Without finance, Lakshmi department, the money, dhanam is essential. So I'm sure finance will come because the present government in the central government, I'm sure it's boosting, like giving lot of money for people to make in India, drive in India, entrepreneurship. No, all that is part of Atmanirbhar program. We also had earlier, many centers are there around the country, every city. We have got small scale finance setup, which is part of the central government program for supporting such activities. I'm sure that is going to change. We had a lot of videos to show, but I'm sure the online process will get a lot of load, so I'm skipping all that part. I remember St. Louis when I went last year. You look at the St. Louis Gateway Arch, the huge one. The arch which you see can carry a vehicle inside, and that will go and stop on the top to see the whole area around. Imagine somebody's creative idea which created by the person is standing as a symbol of a city later tomorrow. So maybe you can live with the small ideas, or you can think that you want to make a large difference in the place where you are living. That idea is good enough. I'm sure somebody will pick it up, somebody will take it. That's how it happens. I'm sure the engineers don't make money, but engineers are able to drive money. Otherwise, a huge structure like 630 feet height with a width of almost similar width will not stand with a weight of 43,000 tons, which is a huge structure which can carry people from one end to another end to show the world around that area. You can be a master with a small difference. I run a small residential program in my native in Kerala, which is called Jnanam, Jnaanam. And I have given an award to my own teacher who taught me when I was in 9th class, Anandan Master. The award given was a master award because he is a highly innovative, different teacher who taught science to millions of students with a president's award for highly innovative classroom. You can see on the small place beside that on the left extreme, lot of gadgets are kept there because he teaches electronics, he teaches mechanical engineering, many parts. You look at Anandan Master, Dr. TPS Jnanam on the YouTube, you will see a full day playing with the children with electronics and mechanical engineering. So I'm sure a small physics science teacher can make a lot of difference. We all have taken birth. This is my poetry. You can look at my poetry book in the online. This is what life of love. We are all taken birth with great creativity. Millions of sperm from the father get into the mother's egg. Only one sperm take birth, and that's me. Millions of sperm who have not taken birth are my unborn brothers and sisters. That's my poetry. The race for birth. The spark of this is good enough for Amir Khan to create a great movie of Three Idiots. So I'm sure people can take spark, make a difference. You can be a writer, a creative writer that needs a great design, designing a story, games which you see. These are all small scale industries which I started in a small village in Kerala, where people are brainstorming to think what they can start as a business, not a single person, collaborative programs. So they do a lot of such business. So I'm sure 2010 to 2019, when I looked at my students, a lot of them from 8th class reached up to post graduation. They all started thinking differently. So I'm sure in art, when you teach, this is last year summer camp in USA, the art forms which you do, the writing which you do, you can see the coconut tree which is bent towards the building, where when the coconut falls, the tiles on the roof breaks. If you want to straighten it, you need a large pull. And how do I straighten it? By pulling from this slanting to the straight. I use the normal pulley option, which probably in basic physics class we learned in our graduation study. This is what I am doing. So I made a wall from the bottle, which is waste bottles. I remember when I went to Fiji, I went to a resort and then found this the structure of the resort, and I'm talking to the owner how to change, how to create structure inside water was the problem, where he was planning but he was not able to construct. So we connected a lot of people together to think. That's what happens. I'm sure you must have read Ramayana and then found the Jadayu, the story of the big bird which was cut its wings by the Ravana. That it is traditionally, the mythology says it happened in the Jadayu, which is close to the Kerala Tamil Nadu border. You can